Hey everybody, I am David, and today I want to talk about a list I put together of previous DC actors that have worked or been in DC or TV or movies, and who I'd like to see return in a current DC TV show. So, for an example, you got a lot of DC previous actors from DC TV shows or movies that have returned in recent years, such as Lynda Carter in Supergirl, as well as Dean Cain and Helen Slater. You also got John Wesley Shipp returning in The Flash as Jay Garrick now, because he used to play Barry Allen in the 90s. You also got Paul Reubens. Let's not forget him. Paul Reubens, believe it or not, some of you might not know this, played the Penguin's father in Batman Returns, and he returned in season 2 as the Penguin's father again, but a different take on Penguin's father. So I came up with a list here of 10 actors that I'd like to see return, and the show that I'd like to see them return in. Playing a new character, obviously. Not the character they already played, obviously. I want to see them play a new character, if it's possible. So let's get right on here. Starting with my first choice, I got Allison Mack, who some of you might remember as Chloe Sullivan from Smallville. I would like to see her guest star on not Supergirl, on Arrow, and here is why. If you guys remember Smallville, Chloe was that computer hacker type of character who would always be behind the computer giving the hero Clark or Oliver, usually. That's right, Oliver was in Smallville too, don't forget that. And she would always be giving them intel on certain things they needed to know on whatever it is they were looking for or trying to stop. And Chloe was the Felicity of Arrow, or I should actually say Felicity is the Chloe of Arrow. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So that's why I think it would be cool to have Allison Mack return as a character, maybe a rival character to Felicity. I think it would be cool to see those two actresses, Emily Bett Rickards and Allison Mack, interact together. It would be like the new, or even a mentor role. Maybe Allison Mack could play a character maybe that Felicity looked up to for inspiration or something. I know she had like her rebel years, Felicity, sometime before she teamed up with Team Arrow, but I still think it would be a pretty neat idea to do. Whatever the writers think is cool would be up to. I would just be cool to see Allison Mack back, because she was a really good actress in that show, and I don't know where she is lately, and she deserves a lot more work, because it was like, I thought her career would have definitely went somewhere after Smallville. Another actor I have on my list is Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is on The Flash, some of you might be saying, as the Trickster. He's already appeared a couple of times. Yes, but he hasn't appeared on Gotham, and if there's another character that everybody knows Mark Hamill is very popular for, it's the Joker. Right next to Luke Skywalker. You know, Luke Skywalker, and then you have the Joker. Trickster, people don't really talk about the Trickster as much, but the Joker is one that people talk about. His voice for that character is amazing, and I think it would be cool to have him on Gotham at some point. Maybe, I don't know, a mentor for Jerome, because that kid who plays Jerome on Gotham is freaking creepy, and it would be great. I think that kid would take it as an honor to have Mark Hamill pass the torch to him. Because other than Heath Ledger, I think Mark Hamill, most fans will agree, is the one that holds the candle next. Another one that I would like to see on Gotham, Billy Dee Williams. He played Harvey Dent in the original Batman 1989 film with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. He never got to turn into Two-Face, but he was hoping for that to happen. And yeah, I think his personality would just fit Gotham nicely, because Gotham can go into that wacky area. And I'm not saying that Billy Dee Williams is wacky, but he has that coolness to him that I think Gotham can have sometimes. Gotham can be pretty good at times. If you're a fan of Gotham, you know that. And I just want to see Billy Dee Williams interact with the Gotham Police Department there, like Ben McKenzie and Donald Logue. Commissioner Gordon, or Gordon, Lieutenant Gordon, and Detective Bullock. I want to see him interact with those two, and maybe, I don't know, maybe he could be an old commissioner, a retired commissioner that used to patrol the streets of Gotham, but then had to retire eventually. I don't know. I think that would have been cool anyways. Next on my list, I have Chris O'Donnell. And instead of Gotham, this time I'm switching it up again, just like I did with Allison Mack. I'm going to say Arrow. I want to see Chris O'Donnell on Arrow. Let's face it, Arrow is very Batman-like. And why not have a Robin appear on Arrow? I think, Robin, you got these Red Arrows or Speedy, whatever you want to call them, Arsenal. They're kind of like Green Arrow's Robin. So it's like, why not? I would be cool. I think Chris O'Donnell is a really good actor when given the right roles. And I know he's been doing a lot of TV lately. I'm trying to pick actors who I think would be reasonable to appear on these shows. I don't think we'll ever see Christian Bale on any of these shows. But Chris O'Donnell, if he doesn't mind doing television, I can see him appearing on a show like Arrow, especially with the talent that the Arrowverse has been bringing in lately. I think Chris O'Donnell wouldn't mind. I think he'd be like Brendan Routh. He'd be like, you know what? I don't mind returning to the superhero realm. Hopefully this time I don't get burned. And I don't think he will. I think he'll get a redemption from fans, just like Brendan Routh is right now as Ray Palmer. Next on my list, I have Nicolas Tom. And some of you might be going, who? And she did the voice of Supergirl in Superman the Animated Series, as well as Justice League Unlimited. And this one just makes sense to me because recently Carl Lumbly has been announced to be playing John Jones's father on Supergirl. So it's like, okay, if we're bringing in voice actors, why not bring in the original voice actor of Supergirl? I'm sure she can act, I hope. I haven't seen her act in live action, but, let's go for it. She seems to be a pretty good voice actor. I know voice acting and on-screen acting is a little bit different, but I'd say give her a shot. I would like to see another Supergirl. After all, we already had Laura Vandervoort and Helen Slater, both previous Supergirls, one from Smallville, one from the movie. So why not? Next on my list, I have another voice actor, Kevin Conroy. And this one should be obvious where I wanted to see him on Gotham. This is actually an idea that someone brought up on, if any of you know Screen Junkies, they used to do, I don't know if they still do it. You could only watch it when you had the Screen Junkies Plus app. And I had it, and there was TV fights, and there was one TV fight somebody brought up Kevin Conroy on Gotham, and the idea they pitched too was really cool. It would be like a Grey Ghost type of scenario, where if you know Batman the Animated Series, there was an episode called The Grey Ghost, or Beware the Grey Ghost, where Adam West guest starred as this character, this old actor who Bruce used to watch when he was a kid, his films, and now he's kind of a little bit of a washed up actor because he got a little bit typecast, and now he's Bruce needs his help to solve these crimes that are connected to this guy's films. And I think that would be a cool idea to kind of use Kevin Conroy in that scenario. And Kevin Conroy has done some on-screen acting before. I haven't really watched it, but I've seen small little clips. And I'd say, why not? He's the voice of Batman. You have to have him guest star at least once on one of these shows. And Gotham would be the most suitable show for that. I'm not saying they have to pick that plot, but Kevin Conroy, get him on there. Next, I have Justin Hartley. And obviously I want to see him as Arrow because he played Green Arrow on Smallville, so it would just make perfect sense to have him eventually guest star. I mean, he was the first actor to play Green Arrow in live action. You can't deny that. Before that, Green Arrow was only done in animation. And finally we get a version of Green Arrow that's in live action. I think he should have the honor to pass the torch to Stephen Amell. Okay, let's face it. Green Arrow was a guest star, but he did become a series regular in season 8, 9, and 10 of Smallville. So that made him a pretty big part of that show. And I mean, I still remember, and I'm sure any other longtime fan of Smallville remembers Justin Hartley. And guess what? Justin Hartley is on the TV series This Is Us right now, which I hear is doing amazing. I haven't seen one episode of that show yet, but a lot of other people are watching it, and including Stephen Amell himself. I saw him tweet something about it. So I'm like, whoa. Stephen Amell's watching This Is Us, a show with the previous Green Arrow. Come on, we gotta have Justin Hartley on Arrow at some point, and we gotta have them facing off. It would be cool. I mean, maybe not a doppelganger, but maybe, like, I don't know, let Justin Hartley play a villain. I want to see him play a villain and go up against Stephen Amell. That would be cool. Next, I have Michael Rosenbaum. People might remember him as Lex Luthor, but no, once again, I'm changing things up. I don't want to see him on Supergirl. I actually want to see him on The Flash, because he did the voice of The Flash in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. And so why not? Why not, again, have a voice actor who voiced the character guest star on the live action version? People still will recognize Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville, but hardcore fans will remember him as the voice of the Flash as well. So it's like a win-win for all fans of all Smallville and Flash and Superman and Supergirl and whatever. I don't know. Make him do a crossover event. Make Michael Rosenbaum be the villain or an ally in a crossover event with Supergirl and the Flash. That way you're combining both of them both at once. That's it. Mind blown. I just thought of the best guest star appearance for Michael Rosenbaum. Writers, get on it. You can thank me later. And there. Finally, let's get on to the last one on my list. Tom Welling. That's right. This one is an obvious one. I've been rooting for this one ever since Dean Cain and Helen Slater appeared in the first episode of Supergirl. Ever since it was announced that I've been actually campaigning for Tom Welling even before that, because I wanted Tom Welling even on Arrow and The Flash, when The Flash opened the door to alternate Earths and all that. And that talk is starting to happen again. So yeah, let's get Tom Welling to return in some form or another. I just heard he's coming back in Lucifer. He's going to be a new cast member in Lucifer season 3. I don't watch that show, but that's fine. That's cool. It shows that he's coming back to television in some form. Since that's a DC comic property as well, tell him to sneak over to the set of Supergirl and start filming something. I don't care what. I just want to see him connected back to his roots. I feel like he's pushing his fans away, the fans that are following his career. Tom, I might not be watching Lucifer, but I know what you're up to. Okay? So I am following your career to a degree. I'm just not an obsessed fan. I just want to see you reconnect yourself to what got you started. Don't forget where you came from, man. We're the fans that made you who you are. And we're not trying to typecast you. We just want to see you in something that's cool. And superheroes are cool. So get back in touch with us. Anyways, I'm ending this video here. Those were my actors that I picked. Tell me, are there any actors that you want? And try to pick reasonable ones, because like I said earlier on, I don't think actors like Christian Bale would ever guest star on any of these type of shows. I thought about Michael Keaton, but I think right now he's having a renaissance, and he's getting a resurgence, in coming back, so I don't think Michael Keaton would ever guest star. But then again, he almost starred in Lost. He was going to do one episode of Lost, and then he backed out when he found out that they were thinking of making it a full-time thing. So, who knows? Maybe Michael Keaton would do it. So tell me below on who you would like to see guest star on any of these DC TV shows. And like this video, subscribe to my channel. You guys know the drill, especially if you've been here around long enough. And if you haven't, well, I just told you what to do. And until next time, take care.